Backhead here. Today we are back in Warhammer40k Tacticus, and today we're gonna talk about one of the factions. What's it? Necrons. In my opinion, Necrons is a useful faction besides the Ultramarines when you start the game. So I'm gonna share my opinions on how the characters do, where should you use them, how much usefulness they have. Anyways, let's start. First, we got Makotep. This is the first character you unlock because it's in a scripted temple. The first temple is predetermined, so you unlock this guy at first. In my opinion, Makotep is one of the most useful Necrons in arena and live PvP mode. Why? Because of his passive right there, the Relentless March. Gives +1 movement to all friendly units that start their turn in an adjacent hex. The mechanical units restore 63 health is also good, but the giving 1 extra movement speed to all friendly units that are not even Necrons is amazing. Why? Because your team usually has also Aleph Null, which is a flying unit, and flying units go really far, and with Magotep it will go even further. And if you're using damaging characters like from Adeptus Sororitas like Vindicta or like Commissariat, they will reach their targets easier. You will deal more damage. You will with such ease without like going into danger zones, not risking that much. Like Makotep helps a lot when you're playing arena. He has pretty good damage when you upgrade him a lot. He's also really useful at, of course, the Indomitus Mirror campaign, the campaign right here, the Indomitus Mirror. You need to have him to unlock the campaign. He's very useful in it. He's pretty cool. I like him. His heal is really great, and his ultimate is also really helpful in both arena and campaign. It's triggers relentless much again for all adjacent. Like it's basically like how they're summoning characters, like they summon spiders, they summon demons. Adaptive strategy basically makes them act again. But this is very useful with the spiders. The Aleph Null drops because it can make them breathe, and there's just a lot of spiders suddenly, which helps you to win even easier. That's really helpful. Now, and for his gear, find the best one you can. I use uncommon, rare, and stuff because he's still rare. I got him to rare. I don't know if we had to, but you will need to because the campaign. You will need some power. And to our next Necron, Imospec. Now, Imospec is probably one of the weakest Necron out of the five because he's an Overwatch unit. He's a sniper. But when you get him, he's so glassy. Like to be honest, not even glassy. He's just really weak. His damage is not bad when you unlock him, but his HP just doesn't exist. Like you can heal him, you can protect him. Like best thing is just tanking him and putting him into behind until he becomes uncommon because his passive is really good. But till then he's just really weak. He just gets one shotted from most snipers. He can't tank much. His ultimate is not bad. But yeah, if you wanna do great in Indomitus campaign, Indomitus Mirror campaign, you should upgrade this guy ASAP. Like or he will die a lot. Like if you want to get some 3 stars, 3 medals to unlock those rewards at the end of the campaign, those chests or requisitions, you need to power up this guy by a lot. Like I'm still trying to grind this guy because he's just not that good. It's kind of fine right now, but he still can't tank that much. What his ultimate does? His ultimate is quite cool. Let me explain shortly. Basically, you pick a target, you shoot them, and then he shoots the is it like if he killed him early and Imospec still has shots, he then goes for the adjacent enemy. Like maybe there's an enemy to the right, he goes to the right. Like you kill the front and right, then the other right. So it goes on until he out of all bullets. This can really helpful deleting some armies in Indomitus Mirror. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe an onslaught is also useful to get rid of those Tyranids and scare them. Yeah, it's fine. His passive ability is really cool. While he is at Overwatch, if he kills the enemy with Overwatch, he goes into Overwatch again, but with less damage this time. So you basically chain your Overwatch until you can't one-shot the enemy anymore. This is very useful in Onslaught, also in Indomitus Mirror campaign. I really suggest buffing this with his ultimate. Like, I can't say prioritize one because both of his skills are really cool. You really need them both. Other than that, Immospec is mostly useful in Onslaught and Indomitus Mirror because he's one of the characters you have to unlock to play the campaign until you get other Necrons. Other than that, he's not very good in Arena. I probably see Immospec like one or two times in Arena between like 100 games or 200 games. He isn't that useful. The better Overwatch unit right now is, of course, Sartus, the Ultramarine Sniper, or the new character Calandis right here. Calandis is really good, but she has a bug right now which lets her use her ultimate and attack twice. That makes her really overpowered right now. That's gonna get patched. Sad, but yeah, it's to make things more balanced. But like I said, he isn't the best Overwatch unit at the moment. Like, he isn't that tanky, he just dies really fast. He packs a punch, but he isn't that good at times. Our next Necron is Aleph Null. Aleph Null, after Makotep, is probably the second best character you can use in Indomitus Mirror, in Onslaught, in Salvage Runs. I mean, for Emospec, you can maybe use him in Salvage Runs too, but there are many more better options in even Salvage Runs than Emospec. But like I said, for Aleph Null, you can use her in a lot of places. Like, especially in Arena, she is really a good combo with Makotep because of his ultimate ability. What does she do basically? She spawns two scarabs, they attack enemies and they can multiply if they aren't killed, which is really cool. It really helps you to remove enemies really fast. And her passive is fine. When she moves next to another Necron or like a mechanical unit, like a mech or like a orc war boss, she heals her. She has attack. She has a repair ability, which is like the heal of the medics, which is, I think it's mentioned here. Yeah, mechanic. She can repair. She heals with her passive, and she can also heal with her mechanic trait. She's flying. That's really cool. A lot of. She moves really fast. She gets there really quickly. And with Makotep's passive ability, she just flies around, just kills enemies really fast. That's really cool. She explodes when she dies, which is sometimes useful, but it's mostly useful in Arena, where you're playing against AI, and if you kill Aleph Null first, she explodes and deal damage to other enemies, which is really useful. And she's a pretty cool character. I suggest you buff her up. I'm still collecting some resources, some shards and orbs to get her to rare because she's really cool. Like, this is probably one of the best Necrons after Makotep or with Makotep, like equally really good. I really suggest her. So just to get power this character up real fast. As gear, you can use anything useful. Just make her alive. I mean, she's pretty tanky. Like, she can tank a lot because of her heals, of course. And that's Aleph Null. Now, next one is Tatmos. Tatmos, you unlock him from requisitions. The other Aleph Null, Immospec, and Makotep unlocked really easily. But the other two Necrons that are Tatmos and Anufet unlocked from requisitions or raiding. Like right now, I'm raiding Anufet. I hope I get him from requisitions because raiding is kind of boring. It's really slow. Anyways, Tatmos. Tatmos, he's a rare Necron. He's pretty cool. By the way, for Aleph Null, I suggest prioritizing her ultimate first about upgrading because her ultimate is definitely better than the heals. Like, you mostly want to kill the enemy as fast as possible. Now, for Tatmos, he's like the psyker of the Necrons. Basically, what he does is he does plasma damage. He deals a lot of damage at times. He's a really useful character in Indomitus Mirror. In I think only Mirror. Yeah, to be honest. Maybe in salvage runs, but yeah, that's about it. Like, there's even an event about him right now. Go play it if you want the shots for him to unlock him or upgrade him. But he's meh. Like, his ultimate is like he deals a lot of damage to two two or three enemies. Three enemies, yeah, it deals a lot of damage. It can crit, and his passive is when he moves next to an enemy, he deals like some damage to it. He's fine. In Indomitus Mirror, he's really useful. You get close to an enemy, then ultimate and just wipe a team and activate some battle fear for the soldiers, the guardsmen, so they run away. He's pretty useful at that. He's also deals really a lot of damage. So to get those pesky snipers out of your sight in Indomitus Mirror campaign, he will be a useful tool to play. Other than that, he's not that pretty good in other game modes. Like in guild raids, you can use Aleph Null, the spider, but in Guild Raid Tatmos, I don't think so. There are better options than him. In Arena, there are better options than him. In Onslaught, there are better options than him. Like in Onslaught, you want to do area of damage, AoE damage. Like this guy can hit up to three enemies, but Vindicta exists. Like you won't need this guy when Vindicta can wipe out like entire armies of Tyrannus. But if you're playing with Xenos Onslaught, you will probably find yourself using Emospec, even Emospec more than this guy. But sure, if you don't have that much, or orcs, or Eldari. If you don't have much orcs or like Eldari, you can use Tatmos in Xenos Onslaught. It's pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure you will see yourself using Emospec more than Tatmos, or like, of course, the Aleph Null Markotep. But he's quite fine, I must say. He packs a punch. That's quite cool. He also has a really cool design. I really like this design. I like Necrons. They're pretty cool. Not my favorite Legion, but yeah, they're cool. Anyways, our last Necron here. I don't have him. I don't have him yet. I hope I get him really soon. He's a pretty cool character. This is Anufet, the Overlord of Necrons. He doesn't have any special traits like our friend Tatmos here, where like Aleph Null has like a lot of traits, like four traits, and Mosbeck and Makoto doesn't have. Anyways, Anufet. Now I don't know how much damage or tanky this guy is, but I played against him in the Indomitus campaign. Like I know this guy is very useful in Indomitus Mirror and online PvP and arena because why? His resurrection orb. Basically, he summons like it's like Bellator, where each round passes, he summons a Necron warrior, and for he summons one more for each Necron warrior that died. Like it's more like each character with living metal, which is most likely Necrons. Like if you have Aleph Null, Imospec, Tatmos, and Makotep in your team and they died, and but Anufet is still alive, you will summon like bunch of Necron warriors, and these Necron warriors do hit hard and they don't die because I played against this guy in a campaign and he was really strong. Like those Necron warriors were tanky. So Anufet has a presence in battle. Like he will be really useful in many game modes. I'm pretty sure he's like Aleph Null, but like different. It's like different version. I can't say better or weaker because I didn't play him yet. I'll probably in like soon. I hope. But Anufit looks like a really cool character to play with. As passive is also really cool. At the start of its turn, Anufit deals two times energy damage to a random edge. Like if he's surrounded, he just boop just deals some plasma damage. That's really cool in my opinion. But his ultimate is like the show stealer. Like that resurrection orb is really cool. And I think that's all I would say on Anfit. Like I'm pretty sure he will be really useful in arena mode because of his spawnables like Aleph Null and with Markotep, like you just ultimate with Markotep and suddenly there's an army of Necrons just attacking your opponents. Is also really cool at guild raids. I saw some gameplay videos about him where he surrounds the guild raid boss and just pew pew pew, just shoot it down, will deal a lot of damage. And I guess that's will be about Necrons. Now, overall, the Legion is really cool. It has really a nice utility. They are very strong, especially Makotep and Alaf Null. They are like the two stars of the Necrons faction. And of course, Anufet is another star. Like, he's really cool. And but yeah, Necrons are really useful like Ultramans. And Astor Milton from Commissariat, they have really cool combos. They have really cool playstyles. They are just design wise, they are also amazing. I suggest you invest in some of them, or like most of them, because you will need them in Indomitus Mirror campaign. But yeah, Necrons are pretty cool. You you should play them a lot more. Anyways, this will be the video. Like, subscribe, comment if you have some opinions. If you like the video, like it, share it with your friends if they're interested. I'll see you guys next time with another faction review or another event. See ya.